Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our masterclass today. We're going to be diving into money mastery and MetaPWR. Great to see you all. I would love to start today's session keeping in mind that we're going to be talking about money. So triggers may come up, and that's okay. I'm excited for this one too. Thanks, Chloe. So I would love to start today we're just going to dive straight in, guys. Like, we're just going to get it done. So I'd love to ask you, and feel free to share in the chat, what comes up for you, or what did you grow up hearing about money, or what are some belief systems that you hold around money, or what are some things that you remember hearing about money? If you could start with sharing that in the chat, that would be amazing. I'll wait for you to do that. What are your beliefs about money? What did you grow up hearing about money? For me, Emily just shared, Mum says money doesn't grow on trees. That's always what my dad said as well. Hey, Emily's mum, fabulous. I often heard there's always more going out than there is coming in. I'm just gonna mute people. Please just share in the chat because I get a bit overwhelmed if everyone's sharing on through voice, because we've got a lot to cover today. We can't afford that was something that was often said in our household. Money doesn't bring happiness, just more expensive problems. Carissa says that's too expensive. Renee says it's hard to come by. Chloe, you have to sacrifice a lot of time to make a lot of it. Courtney, we don't have enough, we can't afford that, or buying stuff that we defs couldn't afford, so living in a deficit always. Yes. So as you can see, we've all had quite a few limiting beliefs around money. Has anyone heard or had positive beliefs instilled in them as a child or growing up, or even now, around money? Courtney said we did have a money tree at the front of our house that was placed there as it was apparently a good sign of wealth. Nice, love that. So I want to also talk about the messages that we've received from media and society around money. For example, if we think about 101 Dalmatians, for example, Cruella de Vil with her cigar, driving her car like crazy, eyebrows, murders Dalmatians for her coat, that kind of thing. Thank you. Or if we reflect on Harry Potter, which I'm a big Harry Potter nerd, but even in Harry Potter, we've got the Draco family who are very wealthy, who live in a big mansion, but they're very like cold, snobby, they call non-muggle borns mudbloods. They're involved, they're like violent, evil, whereas the Weasley family have no money, and take Harry in, are very generous and loving, always hand knitting him sweaters, feeding him, sheltering him, sharing with him. So that is often portrayed in society, that the generous spiritual people, give everything, including the clothes off your own back, and wealthy people are snobbish and cold and greedy, right? So we can choose to buy into that, or we can understand that there are actually so many deeply generous, compassionate, loving, empathetic, incredible, wealthy people who are deeply philanthropic and make a difference, and are so warm and community-based, for example. And there are people that have money that are very cold and snobby and greedy, right? But there's also people with no money that behave in really destructive and not ideal ways. And there are people with no money who are generous and loving as well. So is it about the money, or is it just about individual personalities and ways of being? I would argue that it's very difficult to be impactful and service-based when you're in survival and can only really, deal with like taking care of yourself. So money can amplify your impact really, really significantly. So I offer to you that those belief systems that you grew up with, and the societal conditioning around money, and money being the root of all evil, and rich people being greedy and whatever does not serve us. And so can we recognize that when we have awareness around something, we can choose to no longer engage in those belief systems. So one thing that I find really, really helpful, which I shared with you guys that were at the workshop last Tuesday, is tapping. I'm not going to do that physically with you today because we have so much to cover off about MetaPWR as well. But if you're interested in releasing limiting belief systems and negative beliefs around money, I love Brad Yates' money magnet tapping. You can just YouTube it. I'll type it in the chat. Brad Yates money magnet. I know Emily's a big fan of Gala Darling as well. She's amazing. You can follow Gala Darling on Instagram. She has lots of helpful tapping videos and just mindset around the money mindset. Because my big dream is that we are all so wealthy that we can do whatever we want, right? That we can create communities where we have syntropic organic gardens, that we can have incredible events that teach people how to have self-worth and confidence, that we can make really positive impact and change with our combined wealth. And for me personally, having created financial freedom for myself, like I was on Centrelink and really struggling to feed my kids and pay rent and just survive, and then being able to have more than enough for myself has given me the capacity to give tens upon tens upon tens upon thousands of dollars to causes that I'm passionate about, and also just live in abundance myself. So be able to, have beautiful dinners and have friends over and just live in an abundant state instead of a highly stressed, anxious state because I was so worried about my own survival. So understanding that money doesn't give you happiness, but it does give you more choices, and instead of choosing to be triggered by people that are making money and jealous, choosing to learn from those people and learn tools to create more abundance for yourself, and choosing to not engage in tall poppy syndrome culture ever. Like, that is a choice. You can either engage in tall poppy syndrome, or you can be the kind of person that encourages, believes in others, celebrates others' wins, celebrates others' success, and chooses to learn from those people. So that is a choice. And I know that's not a super easy choice. I remember when I was in survival and struggling to make ends meet, that I was triggered by others' success because my life was very, very challenging financially. And so I had to make a conscious choice to shift that from, am I going to be triggered and jealous, or am I going to choose to be inspired by and learn from those people? Another thing that I really love to engage in to create more of a money mindset is affirmations. Louise Hay has some really beautiful affirmations, and I have often just said these, when I'm stopped at traffic lights or just in moments throughout the day. I love her affirmation: I radiate success and prosper wherever I turn. Today is a delightful day. Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. And another favorite of mine is, I support others in becoming prosperous, and in turn, life supports me in wondrous ways. Now, obviously, I have been building a doTERRA business for close to a decade. And the reason that I've been able to create the success that I have is because I've helped so many other people create success. That's literally how the model works. When I help others win and prosper, I also win. And then when they help others win and prosper, they also win and I also win. It's pretty amazing. So I love that affirmation. I support others in becoming prosperous, and in turn, life supports me in wondrous ways. I'm a magnet for money. Prosperity of every kind is drawn to me. I'm happy to email these out, by the way. I can email all of the affirmations that I love. And then, of course, I love to use essential oils to support abundance. I think many of you know about my manifestation blend, but if not, I'll just remind you now. I've got my little sample here that Carrie made for me, actually, in these beautiful little 5ml roller bottles. If you guys have your manifestation blend, why not put some on right now? I can see Nastasia is holding hers up. You can just roll that on your wrist. So it's wild orange, which is the oil of abundance; patchouli, which is the oil of physicality, being present in the physical, bringing things into the physical; and ginger, which is the oil of empowerment. It helps get rid of any victim stories and limiting beliefs in that realm as well. So that's really, really powerful because it literally helps you work through that shit that just no longer serves you. You've got abundance, you've got bringing things into the physical, and you've got the oil of empowerment. So I love to use that, and then really like writing down or visualizing my goals, visualizing the caliber of people that I want to call into my business. What kind of values, attributes, how do they feel? You know, like I want to work with people that make incredible lifelong friends. Like if I'm going to be in business with someone, I want to vibe that person. Like I want to just appreciate that person's heart, that person's intelligence, that person's service-based attitude. So I really want to be clear on their values, their attributes, and how they make me feel and how they make others feel. Like, are they a team player? Do they love to collaborate? Are they kind and generous and warm? Do they back themselves and believe in themselves? Do they show up? Do they show up to events? Do they show up consistently for their business? Do they choose to do the work to work through their shit? And this stuff, like, this is not super easy. We've been so conditioned to have poverty consciousness because that's how they stay in power, right? Like if we stay in a day job and we stay, you know, stressed out about how we're going to pay rent or pay our mortgage and buy food, that keeps them in power. But we can, and it is so possible to do the work to overcome the limiting beliefs around being seen as well, like actually showing up powerfully in business, showing up consistently. That is so possible. And I want to really acknowledge those of you that are on this call that are doing that I do see consistently at events, that I do see consistently showing up, that I do see doing the work to work through their shit. And I know that you guys will absolutely thrive and create success when you stay on the path and when you continue to be consistent and do what it takes to work through this stuff. So celebrating you for that. Another really powerful thing is changing your language. I recommended at the event on Tuesday night, which I know some of you guys were at, that you read Denise Duffield Thomas's book, Get Rich Lucky Bitch by Denise Duffield Thomas. I know that Courtney has started reading that and that it's really, really supporting her. So she talks about changing her language from I or we can't afford that to that's not a priority for me, and how much of an energetic shift that becomes, right? Because if something is a priority, you will find a way to make it happen. And if it isn't, then, you know, we don't need to invest in shit that's actually not serving us. Just like buying random stuff, you know, Black Friday sales are on at the moment. Do we need to buy a bunch of random crap that we're not really going to use? Or do we want to invest in clothes and things that we're going to use and love for a long time, that are quality, that aren't fast fashion, that don't, you know, contribute to massive amounts of waste on the planet? So I've had to become much more conscious with my shopping and spending, because I used to use spending money as a way to like deal with whatever pain I was trying to suppress, right? And that can be a big thing for people, like just spending money as soon as it comes in, right? And so practicing actually holding abundance is a really big thing as well. So it's not just about how much money can I earn, but how much abundance can I actually hold and allow myself to receive, rather than make some money. Oh, I'm uncomfortable with this amount of money in my account, get rid of it as quickly as possible. Another really fantastic book to read is called The Big Leap by, I think his name's Gay Hendricks, something like that. And that talks about like upper limiting, right? So a lot of people have like a glass ceiling that they don't allow themselves to move past, right? So you may be comfortable earning 40,000 a year because that's the maximum that you've ever earned, for example, right? And so what if you need to do the work to move through that? Because if you're wanting to create 6 figures in doTERRA, or multiple 6 figures or 7 figures, but you've capped yourself energetically at 40,000 a year, it's going to be important to overcome that upper limit. And that is so possible. And Gay Hendricks talks about how to do that in his book, The Big Leap. And tapping, the money magnet tapping and other tapping videos are really going to help you shift through those limiting beliefs as well. So I hope those tools are helpful for you. I know some of you have heard me talk about this stuff before, and some of you on the call haven't, but it can always be good to like go over things again, right? To like really get them in your subconscious. All right, so I'm going to shift gears now and start talking about, another thing I want to cover quickly is having joy and gratitude for bills and for tax as well, for paying tax. I know that's hard to do potentially. But I used to get the shits with like my power bill or having to do tax or, you know, all of these things and avoid them. And now this is the thing that Louise Hay taught me actually, is having such gratitude that I'm paying a power bill so that I have power and electricity. Like, what a gift that I can go into my kitchen and I have a running fridge, and that I can like use my blender to make a smoothie, and I can use my Thermomix to make the most delicious chocolate on earth. So switching that like belief from like, for fuck's sake, I have all these bills, to like, wow, like I get to drive a beautiful car and put fuel in it, and it gets me from A to B really easily. And you know, I'm paying tax because I'm earning such an amazing amount of money, and also get an accountant that like is very thrifty and helps you claim as much as humanly possible. I have an amazing accountant if you guys need one. All right, so I'm going to switch gears to talking about MetaPWR now, which I'm really excited about because it has fully changed my life, and I know there are lots of people in this call whose lives have also been deeply and powerfully supported by these products. And for those of you that haven't experienced them yet, I'm excited to teach you about that. All right, I assume that you guys can see this PowerPoint. I made it up and I'm very excited to share with you. It's animated. All right, so I'd love to ask the question, what is preventing you from living your most powerful life? Is it energy, or was it, if you're already on MetaPWR, what was preventing you from living your most powerful life? Energy, is it your weight? Is it mood? Is it your sleep? Is it having mental clarity so that you can actually, you know, have inspired creative ideas and then actually execute them? Or is it stress, or is it a number of those things? Feel free to share in the chat if there's any of those things that you have struggled with or have struggled with prior to taking MetaPWR as well. Love to hear. All right, so what is metabolic health? Metabolism is defined as the set of cellular mechanisms that generate energy from our food and environment in order to power every single cell in our body. When these energy producing pathways run smoothly, we have optimal metabolic health. So symptoms of optimal metabolic health are sustained energy throughout the day. Like, I always thought metabolism was just like, oh, I eat food, and if I have a fast metabolism, I'm not going to gain weight as quickly, or if it's really slow, I'm going to gain weight more easily, right? But it's so much more than that. Yeah, it affects your energy levels. Optimal metabolic health, you'll have ideal levels of blood sugar and blood pressure without peaks and crashes, and healthy and ideal body composition. So clearly we have an epidemic of people who are not metabolically healthy. In Australia, 67% of people are overweight or obese. That's 12.5 million adults, and 2 million Australians are also pre-diabetic. That is, their blood glucose levels are not optimal. So what if there was a powerful system to support your metabolic health? And I'm just going to check the chat quickly. Yes, Emily says repetition is key for changing neural pathways and beliefs. Absolutely, Emily. Carrie, gorgeous PowerPoint. Thanks, beautiful. Carrie said struggle with all of those before MetaPWR. I actually did too. I struggled with energy. I struggled with sleep. I struggled with stress. I struggled with mental clarity. Yeah, there was lots of things that I was struggling with. Clarissa says energy, clarity, and motivation within business has kicked up a gear since being on MetaPWR. Love that. Courtney said struggle with all of these pre-MetaPWR. It was energy number one. Yeah, that was number one for me too. Like extreme fatigue post having COVID. Sleep and stress and mental clarity were also majorly affecting me. Weight is still a work in progress, but now the other issues are healed. It's a lot easier to focus on that. Love that. And she says major radical shift after taking MetaPWR. Seriously, tens of thousands of dollars, and multiple practitioners weren't able to support me, and it is a fraction of the price. Love that, Courtney. So your metabolic health and your biological age are inseparable. As you age, so does your metabolic function. Your metabolism influences your energy, your weight, your body composition, and also even cognitive performance. And so the stronger and healthier your metabolic function, the better you feel from the inside out. The MetaPWR system is the first and only system that synergistically provides support for a healthy metabolism, curbs cravings, sustains normal range glycemic and insulin response evenly throughout the day, and naturally promotes cellular energy. So when combined with healthy lifestyle choices such as eating whole foods and moving your body, MetaPWR products can help you feel great and look younger. So this is the MetaPWR system. We have the Collagen Advantage Powder with NMN, those sachets that I take every morning. We have the Metabolic Assist capsules, and we have the MetaPWR essential oil, the metabolic essential oil. So I'll dive into each of those a bit more. So is it really possible to biologically reverse our age? David Sinclair is a professor at Harvard and author of Lifespan, Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to. And he was on the Joe Rogan podcast discussing that it's possible to not only slow down aging, but even to partially reverse it. So he has for decades researched aging, more specifically the role of sirtuins in aging. So sirtuins are proteins that repair DNA damage, and they maintain the epigenome, which regulates gene activity. So the epigenome determines which genes are switched on or off. So during aging, DNA repair mechanisms go down and the epigenome becomes more dysregulated. So David Sinclair's researched specific substances that can improve the activity of sirtuins, such as resveratrol and NMN. Both of these are ingredients in our MetaPWR Advantage collagen sachets. NMN helps to maintain and repair damaged DNA and the epigenome, meaning aging isn't just stopped, it starts to reverse. Like, isn't that actually wild that we have a product that not only stops aging, but actually reverses it because it helps our DNA repair mechanisms and the epigenome. So what's all this fuss about NMN? It is a precursor to NAD+ when we take it orally, and it's rapidly absorbed and converted to NAD+. In numerous studies, supplementation with NMN has increased NAD+ biosynthesis, suppressed age-related adipose tissue inflammation, that's your fat tissue, and enhanced insulin secretion and insulin action, as well as improved mitochondrial function, which is the energy powerhouse of your cells, as well as improved neuronal function in the brain and more. So that's from the science behind NMN, a stable, reliable NAD+ activator, an anti-aging molecule. You can look that up, Christopher Shade, PhD. These are studies. Okay, so what's NAD+? It is a coenzyme present in all living cells. So by middle age, our NAD+ levels have plummeted to half that of our youth. Numerous studies have demonstrated that boosting NAD+ levels increases insulin sensitivity, reverses mitochondrial dysfunction, and extends lifespan. So as NMN is the precursor to our body producing more NAD+, supplementing with NMN means we can literally biologically reverse our age. So what else does NMN do? We know studies show NMN reverses age-associated gene expression changes, which could induce anti-aging effects at the molecular level, but it also improves glucose tolerance and insulin secretion, suppresses age-associated weight gain. It also inhibits inflammation and reduces neural cell death, restores physical activity, improves learning, memory, and cognitive function, and reduces DNA damage. So I was watching the David Beckham documentary the last week or so, which is an amazing documentary. And I really felt for David Beckham because it was an intense documentary, but in particular, like, he loves football. He's obsessed with football. And it was so hard watching him having to retire. Like, he did not want to retire. He did not want to stop playing football, but he was saying that he started to get to the stage where he would just wake up in agony and literally have to roll out of bed, after training or after a game. And I reckon there would be so many athletes that could perform for so much longer if they were taking MetaPWR, because of what it does on a cellular and physical level, and what it does for recovery as well. Like, it's amazing. So yeah, it'd be good to have more athletes taking MetaPWR. So what about resveratrol? That's the other ingredient that David Sinclair has been studying. The study demonstrated that resveratrol can promote longevity through the SIRT1 gene-dependent induction of autophagy And SIRT1 to SIRT7 genes have long been key anti-aging genes. In addition, resveratrol can decrease the levels of inflammatory markers, and the study also showed that resveratrol has protective effects against neurodegenerative diseases and has a cardioprotective effect. So why take them together? Taking NMN and resveratrol together has shown to be beneficial. Interestingly, researchers found that combining NMN with resveratrol could increase the NAD+ levels in the heart and muscle tissue. Professor David Sinclair believes that resveratrol works synergistically with NMN. His findings show that resveratrol is needed to activate the sirtuin genes, which protect our DNA and epigenome, whereas NMN fuels the sirtuins. So it's activating and fueling when you use resveratrol and NMN together. Interestingly, I have a heart condition. It's called supraventricular tachycardia, and it's an electrical looping fault where at times it will be triggered, like if I don't eat enough or I'm very physically active, where it will start looping really, really fast, and it weakens the heart over time. And I have had maybe one or two episodes since I've been taking MetaPWR. I was having a lot more episodes prior to taking MetaPWR, and my heart feels so much more regulated and calm. I'm no longer getting chest pain, and the only thing I've changed is taking MetaPWR. So that's really exciting for me. Having less episodes is going to mean that my heart is not weakened over time. So it's really, really amazing. MetaPWR Advantage collagen powder with NMN. So not only does our MetaPWR contain the NMN and resveratrol, it also contains bioavailable marine collagen. Now, everyone is obsessed with collagen at the moment. Like, it's a big trending wellness topic, but not all collagen products are created equally. So here's why our collagen slaps harder than others on the market. Most of them contain one or two types of collagen, generally for skin beauty, elasticity, and wrinkles. Ours contains 9 types of collagen, which is amazing for your skin, as well as your bones, your cartilage, your brain health, lean muscle mass gain, joints and connective tissue. This is why it helps so much with recovery, healthy cell growth, hair and nails, and so many more things. It's incredible. Like, literally, yeah, all of the bones, joints, connective tissue, ligaments, etc. It is sustainably sourced marine collagen, so it's sustainably sourced from cold water marine fish byproducts, making it an environmentally conscious choice, and it has been hydrolyzed for optimal absorption as well. Other collagens in the market, whether from land or marine sources, typically contain tripeptide content of 15 to 35%. Ours contains more than 70% tripeptide fragments for superior absorption, in some cases up to 12 times more absorbable. So it's important not to just look at like what's on the packet with things, but actually how bioavailable and absorbable is that product. Otherwise it's a waste, right? And ours is non-pasteurized. So when you mix this hydrolyzed powder with water, your body easily absorbs the stable, non-degraded nutrients. Unlike pre-packaged liquid collagens, our powder delivery retains all the beneficial active ingredients like the vitamins, flavonoids, polyphenols. Plus, it's more shelf-stable and eco-friendly, reducing carbon emissions because you're not flying around like big bottles of liquid everywhere. So get rid of the pasteurization and sugar content. So many other products have lots of sugar in it as well, and choose ours for optimal absorption without compromise. It also contains antioxidants. So as I mentioned, it has the resveratrol in it, which is a powerful antioxidant, but it also contains rose apple extract, ceramides from rice, red orange complex, sea buckthorn, and biotin. And antioxidants fight free radicals and prevent oxidative damage and stress to your cells, which is very important when we're surrounded with EMFs from Wi-Fi and other toxins to have that free radical damage fighting ingredients. Also contains hyaluronic acid and liposomal vitamin C. So hyaluronic acid is a very popular beauty ingredient. It maintains the integrity and health of your skin, and it has a unique ability to absorb and retain water. So it helps prevent dry or damaged skin and gives you that youthful, plump, beautiful glow. Vitamin C and collagen are a very intelligent pair. The vitamin C helps with collagen biosynthesis, meaning it helps your cells produce more collagen and helps strengthen the collagen already in your body, making it more stable. And of course, liposomal vitamin C also boosts your immune system. I have been around so many sick people in the last couple of weeks. I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of sickness going around at the moment. And I am sweet. I was getting sick every 3 to 5 weeks post-COVID. And I know a few of you were the same. Like I know had influenza and yeah, I was just sick all the time, right? My immune system was very run down, and I believe that it was because I was damaged from COVID on a cellular and DNA level. My immune system became compromised. Since I've been taking MetaPWR, which I started taking October last year, so it's been just over 12 months now, I have been sick maybe once, maybe twice, but like with a very mild head cold that I've managed to kick in 24 hours with essential oils and all of my immune supporting things. Whereas last year I had like COVID, influenza, and I've never been more sick in my life except as a kid when I had meningococcal. So it's really, really helped strengthen and create a really robust immune system. So yeah, super grateful for that. It also contains the metabolic blend, so it's got grapefruit in it, which creates an uplifting and stimulating environment. It's also the oil of, what is it the oil of? Something to do with supporting the body. Courtney, you'll remember, I'm sure. Honoring the body, the oil of honoring, yeah, honoring the body, yeah. The oil of honoring the body, so it's really going to help emotionally and energetically as well, and it also supports a healthy metabolism. It's also got lemon, ginger, and gentian root in it as well, which is an excellent digestive tonic and soothing for the stomach. And it also contains peppermint essential oil, which actually really supports physical activity. It's exhilarating, creates a stimulating environment, it improves exercise performance, and is soothing on the stomach. So if you've got any gut health challenges, taking MetaPWR is actually really going to support your gut as well. And I know that it also supports like the lining of your gut. I'm forgetting the exact words of things today. The mucous membranes of your gut, that's what it supports as well, which is really, really powerful. Why is it not going to the next page? Oh no, it's not frozen. There we go. It also contains cinnamon. And there's a key chemical in cinnamon that supports healthy metabolic function when taken internally, and it will also help regulate your blood glucose as well. So yeah, that's really, really incredible when you're not having those peaks and crashes all the time and you actually have regulated blood glucose. It's really helpful for not prematurely aging you as well. So this is also the metabolic assist. So these are the capsules now. We've talked about the collagen sachets, and these are the capsules. They contain mulberry leaf, berberine, cinnamon bark powder, and the MetaPWR metabolic blend as well. So the grapefruit, cinnamon, peppermint, ginger, etc. It was developed with clinical researchers and has the DNJ, which comes from the mulberry leaf, which helps regulate and stabilize post-meal blood glucose levels and reduces the absorption of carbohydrates and sugar, which will contribute to healthy fat metabolism. So you want to take this 15 to 30 minutes before your biggest or your carb heaviest meal of the day. If you forget, just take it with, but ideally you want to take it beforehand. So when your blood glucose is high, your pancreas is triggered to produce more insulin to move that sugar out of your blood and into your cells. That is a problem for weight loss because your body only burns fat when it senses insulin levels dropping. So therefore your blood glucose levels affect your metabolism and overall body composition. Millions of Australians are pre-diabetic and have high blood glucose levels. And do you know glucose spikes also create oxidation, which literally ages you faster? So when you take metabolic assist, it helps maintain healthy blood glucose levels and smooths out those post-meal spikes, and it will also support you to stabilize your energy levels throughout the day, which is amazing as well. Instead of having that crash at 3 p.m. and wanting to eat, you know, a Mars bar or something, this is going to stabilize your energy. And then we've got the MetaPWR Essential Oil Blend. Did you know that we all have the same number of fat cells in our body, and it is the size of the fat cells that make the difference to our weight? So our MetaPWR oil actually decreases the size of your fat cells, and rapidly too. The best way to use it is to take 1 to 2 drops in a large glass of water or in your water bottle. Please make sure that you use glass or stainless steel and not plastic. Because the oils in it will start to eat away at the plastic, and then you'll be drinking microplastics, which you do not want to do. So glass or stainless steel. Take this between meals to reduce your hunger cravings, boost your metabolism, increase your exercise performance, and also literally shrink the size of your fat cells. So you can also use this topically as you dry body brush to decrease the appearance of cellulite. So pairing this with Lifelong Vitality. Lifelong Vitality is our 3-pack of vitamins and minerals, and the function of Lifelong Vitality and MetaPWR are quite different. So they each address unique needs. We know even the best diets are deficient in micronutrients. So LLV was created to fill the gaps. Use MetaPWR for all the benefits we've spoken about and to help curb cravings and shed excess weight. MetaPWR does not provide all the minerals and vitamins that your body needs to support function. So nutrition and metabolism have a synergistic effect on your health and overall wellness. While nutrition is the process of nutrient acquisition from your environment, metabolism is a chemical process your body uses to transform the food you eat into fuel. So studies have found persistent disturbance of nutrient metabolism or energy homeostasis caused by either nutrition deficiency or excess induces cellular stress, leading to metabolic dysregulation. So if you're experiencing a vitamin deficiency, which I would say most people are, your metabolism is going to struggle. So nutrition and metabolic support go hand in hand.
Do you want to listen to this or not really?
They are the perfect vitality pairing. I'm just going to mute some people that came on late. Here we go. All right, so Lifelong Vitality back. This is the 3-pack. You've got the Exio Mega, your Essential Oil Omega Complex, so your fatty acids, the Alpha CRS Cellular Vitality Complex, and your Microplex VMZ Food Nutrient Complex. So supports general wellness and vitality. It has antioxidant and DNA protection, energy metabolism, bone health, immune function, stress management, cardiovascular health, eye, brain, and nervous system, supports your liver function and digestive health, lung and respiratory health. It's gentle on your stomach and does not contain genetically modified materials, and it's dairy free. So the thing about most supplements is they are synthetic. They're literally like ground up rocks and shit. Our supplements are actual food and nutrients that your body can recognize as food and absorb and utilize as actual food. So it's real ingredients. Yeah, they're incredible supplements. The Alpha CRS has things like alpha lipoic acid and coenzyme Q10. The Microplex VMZ has all of your vitamins and minerals, and the doTERRA scientists and researchers have looked at what you actually need to thrive on a daily basis. So it's not like overloading your system, it's what you need. And so most supplements, have you found that you get nauseous or your urine is like fluoro when you take other supplements? So with these, your urine's not going to be fluoro. You're not just pissing out synthetic stuff your body can't utilize. It's not going to make you nauseous because there's actually digestive enzymes in these as well. And there's the tummy tamer complex. So it has things like peppermint, ginger, caraway, fennel to support your gut. So again, if you're struggling with gut health, this is going to be incredible. What you want to do is take 2 of each twice a day with meals. So when you have it with meals, like you have it, especially with like grass-fed proteins and animal fats, you don't want to be having canola oil or fucking margarine or any of that like trash fat that they've tried to sell you as heart healthy. Real fats, real food, consume that with your food. I take my MetaPWR before I work out in the morning just on water, the advantage, and then Lifelong Vitality with meals. All right, so I want to show you guys some testimonials. This woman here, this is September 20, this is October 15th. So, you know, just a couple of weeks, look at the difference in her skin. And this is a big thing that I've found is actually like the coloring of my skin. I used to have a lot of red blotchy patches. I have very sensitive skin. And so the consistency of just, yeah, my skin's coloring has changed dramatically. And again, you can see this woman before, now, how much it's helped her pigmentation and created an even skin tone as well. And you can see how much more vibrant and bright this woman's eyes are as well. And especially the skin around her eyes is really noticeable. So I love this woman's transformation here. This is September 15th to March 28th. You can see, if we just look at her stomach, obviously you can see how much weight she has lost, but I love looking at her face, like, and her hair. If we look at her face and hair in this picture as compared to this picture, I mean, look at her neck, look at her skin as well, like the glow on her skin compared to this. She looks like a totally different person to me. And also her hair looks vital, shiny, healthy. And also you can just see, you can visibly see her mood difference as well. So yeah, I just love it so much. It's incredible. You can see this woman, this is 13 days before MetaPWR, 110 days on MetaPWR. Again, I love to look at people's eyes. I studied a little bit of iridology when I was studying natural medicine. And you can really tell the health and vitality of a human by looking at their eyes. So much brighter, so much clearer. Obviously her skin is looking really amazing here as well. And you can see that she has lost a significant amount of weight as well. So it's incredible. Chelsea, I know Chelsea, she's got ASD, she's on the autism spectrum. This is October 23, May 23, and then February to July in these bottom pictures here. So she lost weight for the first time in 6 years, reduced her body fat percentage from 33% to 25.6%. She's 12 kilos lighter, gained 3 kilos of lean muscle mass. She no longer has addictions to soft drink and video games. She's on the path to solving lifelong chronic pain and discovered the cause, muscle imbalance. She's got improved skin. She's able to make decisions again. She's gone from being indecisive and having anxiety and analysis paralysis to that all stopping, which is huge for her. Her relationships with spending, with people, with confrontation and self-esteem have all changed. And she actually wants to be productive and make the most out of the hours in the day. She used to waste time and feel repulsed by the idea of actually getting things done when she could just relax. And now, yeah, her whole life has changed. It's been like a really big upward spiral, which is exactly what I've experienced as well, a massive upward spiral, because I have the energy and cognitive performance to actually do things in my business and in my life. I feel better about myself, which, you know, it's just this continual upward spiral. Like my skin has changed. I'm so much more physically active. I'm dancing a lot more. I'm working out a lot more. My recovery is faster. I'm eating better. And yeah, the way that I'm showing up in my business, I mean, you guys have seen, I was pretty disconnected from my business and now I am crushing it. So MetaPWR has changed the game for me completely. So this is Courtney's dad, Nathan. MetaPWR has helped me immensely with my physical recovery from sport and work. Heading into my mid-50s now and extremely active with surfing, yoga, and work. I was struggling to come to terms with the aging process and taking days to recover from intense activity, which was doing his head in. And he said he began to feel results almost immediately. So he's been taking MetaPWR for 3.5 months, wake each morning without the usual muscular ache and stiffness that was normal after a big surf or heavy yoga session. And yeah, he leads a healthy lifestyle, but is convinced this supplement is responsible for an amazing health upgrade. This is why I think it could help, you know, people like David Beckham retire much later than they were able to, because, you know, he was just waking up in pain and struggling to recover, and now he's not. So that's awesome. And then this is Nicholas McKay. This is someone also in Courtney's team, been taking MetaPWR for 1 month and is already experiencing insane results. He's currently training for a 50-kilometer race and to run a marathon a day for 26 days in March in aid of Movember, all while trying to keep as much muscle as I can. He says that's not easy. I used to think I could train hard and my recovery was pretty good, but now I realize my recovery was nowhere near what it could have been. He's been able to up his intensity at the gym, all while increasing his running mileage week on week at the same time. He runs 6 days a week and strength trains 5. So a lot of double days, and his recovery is so good that the next day he can do it all again. He says, most recently I've been able to run a marathon and then run a recovery 8 kilometers the next morning. I would normally take a few days off running after that, but my muscles don't seem to scream at me to stop anymore. All this while having stable energy throughout the day. He says, I've never taken a supplement that showed such tangible results in such little time. So thanks for sharing those testimonials, Courtney. They're pretty fucking unbelievable. It's wild. This is Carrie. She's on the call. She had a bilateral mastectomy and 16 rounds of chemo. And she says that MetaPWR literally helped bring her hope back. So it's helped with her hair growth, volume, and health. She had a little bit of hair growth prior to MetaPWR, but it's increased exponentially since she's been taking it. Sustained energy, went from not being able to walk to the front door to benching 40 kilos in the gym. Energy, vitality, joy back, can play with her daughter again. Libido returned, which is so exciting. Hot flashes from chemo-induced menopause disappeared, and sleeping again, and so much more. Like, that's just a brief little capture of what MetaPWR has meant for Carrie. It's incredible. So this is how to use the MetaPWR bundle. You want to take a sachet of the Collagen Advantage powder in water upon waking. Now, importantly, you want to stir this up and drink it down because there's active ingredients in there. You don't want to leave it sitting on your desk or the kitchen bench and drink it over, an hour or so. You just stir it up, drink it down. Then you take 2 of each of the Lifelong Vitality with your meals, with AM and PM meals, just twice a day, or you can take it breakfast and lunch if you prefer. The metabolic assist, take 15 to 30 minutes or 20 minutes before or during your biggest carb heaviest meal of the day. And then the oil, take a drop or 2 in water between meals. You actually don't want to be drinking shitloads of water when you're eating, by the way. It dampens down or dilutes your digestive enzymes. So that's a good tip. All right. So the MetaPWR bundle starter pack, here's how to order. Please, please, please go back to the person who introduced you to doTERRA. If that was someone else, if you were introduced to this webinar by Courtney or Em or Carrie or another person, please talk to them directly so that you end up in the right team. We always want to honor the people that are building a doTERRA business and make sure you end up with them. So if that was me, please feel free to reach out to me and I can help you get started. Otherwise, reach out to the person who introduced you. So this is the ultimate bundle for sustained energy, for cognitive performance, for biohacking, lean muscle mass, weight management, optimal metabolic function, skin, hair, nails, joints, ligaments, recovery, health, and vitality. It is life-changing. I'm so, so grateful for these products. They have literally helped me in immeasurable ways personally, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to then share them with others who then also have their own incredible results, and then they are so amazed they go on to share them with others. So it's really been massive for us in terms of business as well. So if you are interested in partnering with us and creating an income stream or thriving business, again, please talk to the person that introduced you, but you can also just use these products for personal use, get them at wholesale prices. You can have them for yourself, you can share a little bit, or you can build a thriving business with us. So the value of this pack is insane. Like, literally, if you were to try and just get the Lifelong Vitality pack from a health food store or through naturopathic supplements, I reckon you'd be paying anywhere between $400 to $600, even $1,000 to try and get just that. The entire collection is normally $318, but it's just $230, and that includes wholesale membership. So all future orders that you're going to make, you can get whatever you want at wholesale prices, drop ship to you. So you're saving $88. Everything is 25% off already because it's wholesale, and then you save $88 below wholesale. So it's incredible, incredible value. Just $230 to give you all the benefits that we've spoken about on this call. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to stop sharing that for a second and just go back to the chat. Nastasia says, energy, mental clarity, never being able to wake up feeling well rested. I physically cannot nap during the day anymore. Loving the motivation, and I actually put my coffee away now and have MetaPWR on my bench instead. Love that. Sajid says, as someone who struggles to gain weight, I have not lost any weight since starting MetaPWR. I've been able to maintain weight without having to overeat and being bloated and uncomfortable every day trying to get up to a healthy weight. This brings up a really good point. Some people are worried that they will lose weight if they don't want to lose weight, and that will not happen. These products support healthy metabolic function. So it's not going to make you underweight. Absolutely not. Jack's trying to gain weight at the moment to gain lean muscle mass, and he has put on weight, put on muscle. So yeah, if you are underweight or don't want to lose weight, it's not going to do that. Fabulous. All right. Do you guys have any questions at all before we close this out? I managed to get that smashed out in record time. That's pretty lit. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have anything that you want to share. No? Amazing. Well, I appreciate you all so much for your time on this call. I am going to post a replay on my YouTube account, so you can feel free to share the replay with others. I also did make that slide that I just shared. I'm so happy to share that as well. It's also, I turned it into a website, so you can literally share the link to that slide. If people don't want to watch a whole video and they prefer to read and look at the images and graphics, I've done that as well. So I will share that with you all. I actually already posted the website in our team group, so you can go and have a look at that. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I appreciate you. Again, if you don't yet have these incredible products, feel free to reach out to the person that introduced you, and let's get you started so you can experience the incredible life-changing benefits of these products. You guys have an amazing Friday. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn with me. Have an amazing day.
Thanks, Jessie.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.